All right, everyone. We're back for round 5. So there was a debacle in the pairings for this round, and a lot of players left, and so we don't really know what happened with the actual standing. So instead, we got some people to play a game of Modern. We have Matthew Minniear on a Heartless Summoning deck versus Connor Sloan on a red-white burn deck, it looks like.
Yeah, that seems right. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, the Heartless Summoning combo in Modern is really silly. What you do is you play the card, the namesake is called Heartless Summoning. It's a 2-mana enchantment that gives creatures you control -1/-1, but they cost 2 less.
They cost 2 generic mana less.
2 less, so...
so you can cast a Worm Coil for 4 mana. You can cast Spellskite for free.
There's also a Mirror Retriever combo, but I'm not sure that Matthew's playing that.
He might be. He's playing Alter the Brood.
Oh, okay. Well, probably is then. There's also just a version of this deck that's just straight value-oriented.
Right.
But this might be the combo one.
Yeah, I think this is a combo version.
Well, this could be exciting.
So what is the combo? You play Mirror Retriever, you get it back from your graveyard, and you just keep recasting it for free, and then you mill your opponent infinite times with Alter the Brood.
Yeah, so Mirror Retriever says, when it dies, return another target artifact from your graveyard to your hand. But so if you have, I think, two Mirror Retrievers,
right,
you just put them into play, they die instantly from Heartless Summoning, you cast them for free, cast them over and over, and then you can either, I think you can mill your opponent, well, there's a lot of ways to win with that, but you can either mill your opponent out with something like...
Alter the Brood, which is what he has, which it mills your opponent out.
Oh, well, there's another one too.
I don't know.
There's like a stone, like a thrumming stone. I don't know.
It's definitely not thrumming stone.
All right. Well, you're not a thrumming stone. But then there's, I think you can also win just by anything that says.
Impact Tremors. That's another way to win.
That's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah. So well. Yeah, Matt actually can't win through Eidolon because he can't cast the Mirror Retriever, or he just dies.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems like bad news. Okay, well, folks, yeah, some decks can't beat Eidolon at Great Revel, and this is one.
Yeah, this is an example of a deck that cannot beat Eidolon.
So we're going to game 2. Hopefully Matthew has some sort of enchantment removal in the sideboard.
Yes.
Or literally anything. Hopefully he has another deck in the sideboard.
Hopefully he just boards into Titan Shift. We can hear him. It's extremely loud, and we know what he's trying to do.
Yeah, we understand Heartless Summoning combo very well. For those of you who don't worry about it. You'll never need to know. It is not good. Yeah, you'll never need to know how Heartless Summoning combo actually works. Personally, I really do prefer the value-oriented version of this deck. You can play Sharoom the Hegemon. You can play Worm Coil Engine. You do some funny stuff like that. Because obviously a 5/5 Worm Coil Engine is still a Worm Coil Engine.
So I guess if Connor doesn't have Eidolon the Great Revel, Matt has the potential to win. All right, Connor has completely switched decks. He's now playing Tron.
So I actually like this matchup a little bit better. We have Mono Blue Tron versus Heartless Summoning. This one might not be so one-sided, especially when we have a mulligan from the Mono Blue Tron.
Yeah, sure.
Hopefully this will give Matthew's shitty Heartless Summoning deck a fighting chance.
You never know.
Guys, you never know what to expect in round 5 here.
Yeah, so
the thing, here's what happens in round 5. All of the good players left.
Yes.
They all split, took their prize winnings and left.
And went home.
What we have left are these players who not only are terrible at Magic. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But we have these sort of gimmicky decks, and it's been a long night, so people are playing. Oh, by the way, Nelson Casper 21. Thank you for the follow. But yeah, sometimes this
Gemstone Cavern coming out.
See, this is exactly what I'm talking about, folks. The Gemstone Cavern. You don't see that every day.
No, Nefarious, you can't switch decks. These players are not actually playing because the round pairings got messed up, but everyone who was actually playing for a prize just left and got whatever they were going to get.
Yeah, as we were saying, the good players all split for the most part.
So these players are basically just playing for fun.
Yeah, but there's a lot at stake here, and by a lot at stake, I mean there's a burn at the stake deck. Someone should play mono red burn at the stake. That's what I'm saying.
Mark, you're catching some flack for your racy comments.
Huh?
You're catching some flack for your racy comments.
Oh man. See so I know both of these players very well.
Yeah,
they're both great players. In fact, Connor Sloan just top 8'd the SCG IQ here the other day at GameSwap in Mason. And Matthew Minniear, of course, is a newer Magic player to the area, but he actually runs our stream.
Yeah, on other days other than Friday.
So I have a lot of respect for both these guys, but that doesn't make these decks good.
That's true. Mono Blue Tron's not bad.
No, Mono Blue, it's not bad. I actually played it in the top 8 of a PPTQ the other day, and the deck is really good. The guy I played against was sporting Supreme Will, which I think is just the perfect card for the deck because in the late game you have mana where you don't care about it being a 3-drop. In the early game, it's still an okay mana leak, but more importantly, the intuition mode, or I'm sorry, the impulse mode, is just really powerful because a lot of times those decks have problems with threat density and actually finding cards that matter. And Supreme Will just seems to be the perfect card to play as a 1 or 2 of in Mono Blue Tron. So I think the deck is fine. It just has such polarizing matchups.
Sure.
Some decks it just can't deal with. I mean, for one, it's so dependent on counter spells that it just gets run over by a Cavern of Souls from Bant Eldrazi. I mean, literally, Mono Blue Tron does nothing to a Cavern of Souls Bant Eldrazi. And same thing with Merfolk, especially with the Light Spreading Seas Disruption. And the fact that against Eldrazi, the Eldrazi player, or the Tron player puts out an Ugin, and that doesn't kill any of the Bant Eldrazi player's creatures because they're all colorless.
So, Matthew just cast a Ancient Stirrings to find some sort of mirror guy. Then his Heartless Summoning got repealed. He played an Altar of the Brood. That is the Ugin's Fate promo Altar of the Brood there, not the regular one.
Well, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Players are bringing out the fine china, as Taylor Gunn would say.
And Connor has Natural Tron as well.
Well, Natural Tron's pretty good. Yeah, these blue decks really struggle to put together Tron. They don't have all they really have is Expedition Map. They don't have any of the green cards to actually search for lands efficiently. But Natural Tron's always good.
Is this a foil deck? So Matthew almost has his combo with something. He's got Heartless Summoning.
Yeah, and it looks like he has one of the mirrors in hand. That's a
Merciperian.
He has a Merciperian. So he just cast a Merciperian as a 5/6 for free, which is not a bad beater.
Mole Drifter, draw 2. All right.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, Matthew just put a Merciperian in hand, from his hand into play. It's a 2-mana 5/6, but it can only be cast by mana produced by creatures. But of course,
since it costs
because
0.
its cost is reduced by 2 from Heartless Summoning, you play it for free. Card's actually pretty sweet in blue steel. I've been playing it. You can cast it a number of ways in blue steel. Grand Architect and a blue creature automatically casts it. You can cast it with Ethereum Sculptor, reducing its cost. Convoke from Chief Engineer also casts Merciperian. And finally, if you activate your Blinkmoth Nexus, you can use those to make 2 mana.
Sure.
To pay for Merciperian.
So, there's a Mindslaver out of Connor. He does not...
An OG Mindslaver.
He does not yet have enough mana to animate. So I think if Matthew finds another Mirror Retriever here, you can win, because he has 1 Mirror Retriever in hand.
But my question is, if Connor takes control of Matthew's turn, is that even helpful?
Yeah, what does he do?
All
right, well, he's got Ancient Stirrings here, so if he...
I guess you take all of his turns, but...
he did not find the Mirror Retriever. He's just going to take a land? Okay, that's not great.
So Connor doesn't have...
I think Connor's last card in hand is useless.
Right, but so he doesn't have Academy yet, but he can search for Academy now.
Right. Which he's doing in response to getting milled for one by Alter the Brood.
Well, you know, in case he mills the Academy, the Academy ruins.
That would be rather unfortunate.
Yeah, for those who don't know the way Mono Blue Tron works, you play Mindslaver, you play Academy Ruins, you get enough mana to Mindslaver over and over and continually put Mindslaver back on top of your library and then draw it. And you screw with your opponent in any number of ways by taking infinite control of their turns and lock them out of the game. It's pretty cool, actually. Not my deck of choice. But
so this Heartless Summoning deck is practically foiled. How did he just... Oh, he has Muddle the Mixture to transmute for Mirror Retriever?
Yeah, Muddle the Mixture sees a lot of play in some of these gimmicky decks, but
yeah, so
I didn't expect that.
So now that he has 2 Mirror Retrievers, he gets to cast one, return another one from his graveyard, and just do that a million times and mill out the entire deck of Connor. So unless Connor has one of the Eldrazi in his deck, he can he's just gonna mill out. So yeah, Connor did not have the Eldrazi, I guess, so he just gets milled out by infinite Mirror Retrievers, triggering Alter the Brood infinite times.
Easy money. Easy money. Heartless Summoning. Doing its work.
Well, yeah, so Connor actually did have kind of an out if he used Academy Runes to put a card on top of his library before his draw step. But the thing is, he would have to win that turn because Matthew could just continue the combo.
Sure. Hey, thank you, Eric. Eric BP Eric, Beyond Petroleum.
Yeah, Veniza, this deck is not one you would hear about. It's a really gimmicky combo deck where you mill your opponent out infinitely by using Heartless Summoning to reduce the mana cost of your creatures by 2 generic. You play Mirror Retriever, which is a 2 generic 1/1 artifact that gets another artifact back from your graveyard when it dies. And so if you have 2 of those, you can just keep looping them together by casting them for free since they cost 2 less. They instantly die because they get -1/-1 from the Heartless Summoning. And then you can get another artifact back, which is just another copy of Mirror Retriever. So you get infinite enter the battlefield triggers, and from that point there are a number of ways to win. You can use Impact Tremors to deal your opponent 1 damage whenever you play a creature, or as we saw there, you can use Alter the Brood, which mills your opponent 1 every time a permanent goes into play under your control. So it's a really gimmicky combo deck. It requires a lot of pieces, and they're all pretty bad on their own.
But as we talked about, Heartless Summoning itself can be sort of just a straight value engine. But this deck is not one of the ones trying to do that.
So Matthew here has another Ancient Stirrings. This is one of the cards that help him find combo pieces. You can find Alter the Brood and find the Mirror Retrievers with Ancient Stirrings, as well as another card he has in his deck, Mirror Superion, which is a 5/6 for 2 that usually can only be cast off creature mana, but if it costs 0, you can cast it for free.
But so, of course, in this deck is only a 4/5, which makes it a shitty Goyf.
Sure.
It is a 2-card combo for a Goyf.
Is Scott Williamson at your store tonight? Is that Scott, the judge?
I don't think that's Scott's last... Is Scott the judge? Scott the judge is here. I don't think that's his last name, though.
Yeah, we don't know.
Scott is our resident judge here at GameSwap, and he's helped us through many a trying situation, especially ones where we have players salting at one another.
Yes.
Scott is very good at mediating those disputes.
He is a judge. Okay, so yes, that probably is him.
Yeah, Scott's here tonight.
So Connor has 2 of the Tron pieces. Not sure if he has the 3rd in hand. I'm not sure what Matt just played. Is this like Nylea's Bounty or something? You like reveal the top 5 cards and take an enchantment? I think that's what he just played.
Oh, well, I don't know that one. I know I think it's called Insight of Krufix, where you
okay, maybe that's what it was.
It's 3 mana and you reveal the top 6 and you get up to 3 enchantments.
Oh, that one was slightly less, yeah. Commune with the Gods.
Oh,
okay.
Commune with the Gods. That card's actually good because you put the rest in your graveyard. Commune with the Gods was actually played in Dredgevine for a bit, I think.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Oh, no, that's what it was. Commune with the Gods was played in Temur Splinter Twin.
Oh, right, so you can find
for those of you who don't,
combo pieces.
Commune with the Gods, because you could not only get Splinter Twin with it, but you could also find Keranos, your one of Keranos post board. And you could also find your Blood Moons if you were playing Tarmo Twin with Blood Moon, which was sometimes hard to pull off. But yeah, Commune with the Gods was a very real card in its day. Rest in peace, Tarmo Twin.
So Connor did have Natural Tron, or he found it with his thirst for knowledge there. Just played an Oblivion Stone, which does blow up all permanents not marked by the Fate counter. So this can destroy the aspects of Connor's combo. But Matthew's just playing permanents into this Oblivion Stone.
Well, maybe Matthew's holding up Manamorpho's Heroic Intervention to give all of his permanents hexproof and indestructible.
Doesn't look like it.
All right, well.
To the graveyard they go.
I was trying to give him an out.
And Connor drew a Worm Coil off the top.
He let me down. But honestly, Connor still has to win the game. It looks like his hand is a bunch of garbage. I mean, you know, like most of the deck is a bunch of garbage, but Remand seems fine. Thought Not Seer seems fine.
So Matthew's hand is Impact Tremors, the Mirror, and a Muddle to the Mixture. Muddle to the Mixture is so innovative in this deck. It actually finds so many things. It finds the Mirror, it finds the Heartless Summoning, it finds Impact Tremors, it finds your Commune with Gods.
Yeah.
It's
you know what the deck you know what the deck needs is it needs Uncage the Menagerie. Pay that for 4 mana and get 2 2-drop creatures.
That's true. You can get your big mirror and your retriever.
Get the big mirror, the little mirror, the middle mirror, all the mirrors.
Yeah. So Darth Rainer, we'll thank Scott for you coming to the channel. Thanks for listening to him and watching.
Yeah, absolutely. Way to go, Scott, for evangelizing.
Hopefully you've caught the rest of our stream that was more.
Yeah, the
better quality.
Yeah, rounds 1 through 4 were very reputable. These last few rounds.
This round.
This round, yeah, just this one round. All the other rounds were good, not this one though. As we said earlier, for those who don't know or who are just tuning in, this round is, most of the players who played well tonight split during the last round and just left. But we tried to bring you guys another match, and we wound up with some players who were just sort of having fun. They're not playing a competitive match here. But they are 2 interesting decks, one of which is actually a competitive staple right now. Mono Blue Tron is a real deck.
I kind of wish Matt just played his Titan Shift deck against us.
Yeah, Matt owns Titan Shift, and that's what he played tonight. In fact, I think Matt finished like X1-1 today or something, or X1 before round 5 with Titan Shift, but I guess he just didn't want to play it. Okay,
Darth Rainer, that statement, we are not talking about the same Scott. I'm pretty sure the Scott that's the judge here is not even 30 years old.
Okay, yeah.
So
wrong
the
Scott.
person you are referring to is a different Scott. If we find this different Scott, we will thank him.
Oh, you popped an Uncaged the Menagerie and draft tonight? Yeah, the cards are really cool. I don't think it's quite good enough for Modern, but I was thinking about trying it out in a green-white company deck, because if you pay it for 5 mana, in other words, X equals 3, on Uncaged the Menagerie, you can search your library for 3 3-drops, and in the new green-white lands company decks, you can go get a Tireless Tracker, a Knight of the Reliquary, an Azusa, a Courser Crewfix, a Ramanov Excavator. Yeah. You can get 3 of those 5 creatures. That's a pretty solid way to win a game, at least a long, grindy game. Can we get Uncaged the Menagerie on screen here?
The card image thing was not working properly, I guess. We can't get rid of Heartless Summoning.
Oh, yeah, Heartless yeah, sorry guys, I guess we can't get it up there. Heartless Summoning is stealing all the thunder. We're having some technical difficulties.
Alright, so Connor cast his Treasure Mage to go find Mindslaver, I think. And he does have Academy Runes in play, so unless Matt can win this turn, he's going to get Mindslaver locked out of the game. Oh no, he got a Platinum Angel? I guess that also worked well.
Yeah, Platinum Angel's fine.
Yeah, I guess if you get milled out, you can still win with your Platinum Angel in play.
Yep. Can't lose. Can't lose.
That's actually a really spicy card to play in Mono Blue Tron,
so
I guess.
that was for a long time was one of the finishers in Mono Blue Tron.
Yeah.
The reason that Mono Blue Tron decks don't play Karn is because they very rarely have turn 3 Tron, and Karn is not good except for on turns 3 or 4.
Sure.
If you're behind on board, Karn is really pretty underwhelming. So these decks have often opted for different cards.
Oh yeah, of course he couldn't get Mindslaver with this mage. I think it only gets artifacts of mana cost 6 or greater or something.
Yeah. So he's looking to probably get a the Platinum Angel, and he could also get another Worm Coil.
So this might be the game here. I'm not sure if Matt has a way to win through Platinum Angel. I guess he could beat down with 5s. No, he just don't block. Not sure if his deck has removal. He might have a bounce spell. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think this Heartless Summoning deck has much for interaction.
Yeah, so it looks like Matt just can die to the Thought Knot and the rest of the Bluetron creatures.
Gerard's Orders. For those of you who don't know, Gerard's Orders is like a really shitty demonic tutor. It's a 4-mana sorcery. You can get a creature from your library, put it into your graveyard, and get a creature from your library and put it into your hand. It's actually pretty cool with like an Unburial Rites deck. It's just like way worse than Gifts Ungiven. It's like a really bad Gifts Ungiven.
All right, so Matthew cannot be Platinum Angel. Regardless, he's actually just dead to the creatures in play. So that was an interesting, some crazy decks here we saw. I know a lot of Magic combos and cards and things that are in Modern, and I've actually never even heard of this Heartless Summoning combo. I've known it as a value deck, but never have I seen it in this weird combo fashion. I guess it makes sense.
I'll be honest, I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I played a lot during Innistrad, and I actually purchased 4 Heartless Summonings thinking the card was sweet, and I'm like, man, I'm going to cast all these fatties for like no mana. And then now they're sitting rotting in my binder, and I just feel like a scumbag for having purchased Heartless Summonings. So I apologize to everyone. And I want to apologize on behalf of Matthew Minniear for making you watch this. But anyway, thanks for sticking with us tonight, guys. We know that last round was tough to watch.
It was fine.
It was fine.
Thanks to everyone who followed us tonight. We got quite a few new followers tonight, so we appreciate that. And if you like the content and you want to keep us supported, keep us doing new content, get us our stream quality improved on the other days of the week other than just Fridays, do consider subscribing to our channel. So this month, one of our lucky subscribers will win a full box of Hour of Devastation shipped to them. And I know Hour of Devastation might seem like a pretty terrible set, but you can get some cool stuff, some Invocations, Nicol Bolas. The gods are pretty sweet. Mark got a box recently. He got everything you could ever want.
Yeah. Mario and I won a box the other day, and we opened an Invocation Boil, which is pretty sweet.
The Hour Cycle, those are all good.
Yeah.
Actually, we didn't see it, but Matthew's playing Hour of Promise in his Scape Shift deck.
Yeah, and you might not think so, but one of the coolest cards you can get from one of these Hour of Devastation boxes is a foil Traveler's Amulet. Like, I know what you guys are thinking.
It's a pretty one.
Yeah, Traveler's Amulet looks pretty cool already, but the foil one, I saw one the other day at the store. Oh my gosh. That thing's like actual jewelry.
Yeah. So do subscribe if you want a chance to win that box. And we'll be here next week commentating at FNM. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.